Hello and welcome to the Races Now YouTube channel. My name is Matt Hill and I'm joined by our resident Races Now expert Adam Smith. And in this series, we're going to be tackling some of the confusion around horse racing. So this is a good one if you're a novice to horse racing and just want to learn a little bit more about how things work. Well, today we're going to be talking about flat racing, something I know Adam is extremely passionate about. Just to start, for a complete novice, Adam, what is flat racing and what's the main difference between jumps racing, which is the other sort of aspect of racing we would know in the UK?
Flat racing in the UK primarily takes place in the summer, so often gets the bigger crowds, the bigger events throughout the summer, anywhere from Ayr to Ascot and everything in between. Has a lot of structure to it, with races what we call classic races, which is for 3-year-olds particularly, but a wide variety of racing over a wide variety of distances, for example, and on different grounds. And the one thing that really is unique to the UK is the sheer difference and variety of tracks that we have. All very, very different. There's 55 tracks in the UK, about 30 of them take in flat racing. Some go left-handed, some go right, downhill, uphill, straight, around a bend, etc. So a massive variety and something that's unique, and you don't get that anywhere else in the world.
Now, I'm looking at flat racing, I'm thinking about the different types of horses there. Obviously, no two horses are the same, and we do have to sort of categorise these races somehow. Obviously, many different ways of doing that. So the gender of the horse, the age of the horse, the quality of the horse. Can you explain a little bit more about, if I buy a horse, how do I know what kind of races my horse is going to run in?
Yep, so chiefly they are split on ages. So 2-year-olds, which is the youngest a horse can race in the UK, pretty young as it sounds. So they would tend to stick to their own age group for the vast majority of their 2-year-old career. And then when you get to a 3-year-old, for the first half of the season, if you like, May to July, there's 3-year-old only races, and then from July onwards, those 3-year-olds then graduate, if you like, into to meet their older counterparts from 4 and over. So it's split into 3 really. 2-year-olds that we call juveniles. 3-year-olds would be what we call the classic generation, and then it's 4-year-olds and older.
And just finally on flat racing then, obviously there's a big international aspect to it as well. We know a lot of other countries like Australia, like the Middle East, have a strong interest. We often see the British horses going abroad to test themselves at things like the Breeders' Cup. Why does flat racing have that international appeal, do you think? And do you think we're going to see a continued growth in that area?
Yep, absolutely. The world's becoming smaller as every year passes in a vast range of different sports and subjects, and horse racing is no different to that. We've seen, as with a lot of sports, we've seen a lot of money in the Far East, chiefly starting in Dubai with Meydan, and they had the Dubai World Cup, which takes place in March, and there's some lead-up meetings to that to feed into it. That's recently been taken over by the Saudi Cup, which is a $20 million race now. There's some massive prize money over in Australia as well. And the chief difference really between flat racing and jumps racing from a UK and Irish perspective is that jumps racing really only takes place in the UK and Ireland, really. There's a little bit in France, but not a lot. Flat racing takes place across the world, really, anywhere from America to India, South Africa, the Far East, Australia, and everything in between. So there is that international appeal, and the British racing is what carries a lot of prestige. It might not carry the best prize money. The best prize money might be in Saudi Arabia or Australia or even America for that matter. But the British racing is where the prestige is. And when you look at meetings like Royal Ascot, which is, probably the best meeting in the world, that really does have a worldwide audience and a worldwide interest. And horses come over from all over the world to race in the British races for that chief thing, which is the prestige.
Okay, well, nicely explained there by Adam. I hope you enjoyed that video, and do check out the rest of our Horse Racing Explained series here on the Races Now channel, and don't forget to subscribe.